Hey, what's going on, guys? And welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry I missed you yesterday. I got caught up with some 3D printing stuff that I was working on for a client, so was more focused on that than I was cryptocurrency yesterday. But the market was doing exactly what I thought it was going to do. We were going to see that bounce above. But what I want to do is set the scene as always and really evaluate today's market with you guys. There is a lot of bullish sentiment that is going under the radar, and something that is extraordinary, and I really do mean this, is what's going on in Japan. And yes, this is something that is going under the radar. We've got all of the hype merely surrounding the United States, POTUS, and the deregulation of crypto in a lot of cases. With all of that being said, I'm going to try cover some stuff that's going on in Japan, tries raise awareness as to what Japan is really doing, because if anything, they are the ones that are leading the race in crypto. They are just doing it in a very humble manner, and they're doing it very silently. The SEC, around 41 minutes ago, this was updated, is modernizing crypto custody rules for investment firms. And this is very important because the wording is very precise. Modernizing crypto custody rules. Let's focus on the word modernizing, because really what this should say instead is deregulating. The SEC proposes the deregulation of crypto custody rules for investment firms because, for all intent and purposes, there is rules and regulations that have been put in place against crypto, which was what created the huge bottleneck being Operation Choke Point 2.0. And the President of the United States came out and said that he himself was ending that war on crypto, specifically mentioning those words, something we had covered a very long time ago. With all of this deregulation, it's going to lead to broader adoption. So let's read through this. On August 25th, the US Securities and Exchange Commission submitted a deregulatory proposal to the Office of Management and Budget, aiming to clarify custody rules for crypto assets under advisors and funds. SEC Chairman Paul Atkins described it as updating rules for the modern market, stripping unnecessary provisions while keeping investor protections intact. If approved, because yes, this isn't in motion, it's not actually something that's happened yet, it would go to the commissioners for a vote and public comment, potentially removing barriers for banks and firms to offer crypto services at scale. Industry observers see it as bullish for institutional adoption amid a friendlier regulatory shift. This is huge news, you guys, and going and looking just a little bit deeper, there's a lot of information out there. And yes, this is all coming from the new chair being Paul Atkins, and this guy is very positive around crypto. And although the CFTC Commission is saying if they don't get that act together in time, they'll be going ahead and regulating crypto in their own way, I think the SEC is doing it right. Everything was rushed before, and it was all in a manner to create that bottleneck, whereas now they're trying to remove that bottleneck. They're trying to widen the adoption of crypto. I'll leave a link to this in the description so you guys can go in and take a look. And again, setting the scene, can we see any signs of life, any kind of movements coming from banks? Well, yes, Coinbase and Better launch Bitcoin-backed mortgages nationwide. The new product pairs a standard Fannie Mae mortgage with a crypto-backed loan for the down payment, letting borrowers pledge BTC held in a Coinbase custodial account. Bitcoin stays secure until the mortgage is repaid, avoiding sales or margin calls even if prices fluctuate. Coinbase One members get a lender credit up to $10,000 on closing costs, opening homeownership to millions with crypto holdings. Coinbase's Ben Shen called it a new chapter for crypto in everyday finance. From my perspective, this is reactionary. This is someone who's already heavily wound and intertwined into crypto is making a move. And these guys are going to be the first ones that react to a regulatory shift. And we're going to see this become a standard. It's going to reach a point where your bank, my bank is Barclays, I also bank with Monzo in the United Kingdom, they'll likely be reaching out to me and saying, hey, do you have any crypto? Do you want to get a mortgage? Do you want to go through this process that we've created and you can end up repaying your house off in X amount of time? It's coming, you guys. And all you need to do is ensure that you are just simply dollar cost averaging in. Get rid of the pizzas, get rid of the coffees and the fast food, and dollar cost average into cryptocurrency. At this stage, it's a dartboard, and no matter where you throw a dart on the board, when Bitcoin moves, your asset is likely going to be moving with it. So let's focus on this Bitcoin chart because it is outstandingly beautiful just before we go on to some LUNC technical analysis and focus on the fish in hand, so to speak. We have got an outstandingly beautiful bull flag that has finally printed. This is something I've been waiting for over the past 5 or 6 days to play out to see if we were going to stay above this area that I was mentioning, which originally was a line of resistance. Although it was ascending, nonetheless, it was going to be a line of resistance. And now it's somewhat becoming a line of support, although we haven't moved sideways that much yet. With all of that being said, this is bullish, this is positive. No matter where you go, who you ask, they are all going to say the same thing. BTC is going to cook off, and it's going to cook off hard. If we come down here and we focus on the RSI, we can see that the lines are coming and forming back together. This is really important. We need to see the moving averages and the RSI basically come back together. They need to hopefully not cross. Hopefully we get an RSI bounce, and hopefully, like I've been saying, we get that big move up from Bitcoin, because although this is a big ascension, the next leg's going to be insane. I think adoption is here. I think broader adoption is now coming thick and it's coming fast. And before we know it, you're likely going to be able to pay your Netflix subscription in some kind of cryptocurrency or stable asset of some form. Maybe, even just maybe, I don't know why I'm saying maybe, it's capitalism at its finest. Netflix will probably have their own stable coin at one stage. That's where it's all going to. Now, let's move over to the fish in hand and really start to talk about LUNC. But for those of you who are part of my validator reward system, I'm going to be producing an update video today. You need to tune into it. Regardless of you not wanting to, you need to tune into it. There's going to be some changes due to the 3x in overall fees on the chain. We've had to make some changes. I've made some updates. There are now some rules to this system, some things that you're going to need to follow. So keep an eye out for that. It will be dropping today, no matter what. Going over to the price chart, and what I've been saying to everybody over the past few videos is the fact that we had our cook-off. This was merely because there's not much to be made in Terra Luna Classic at the moment. Traders are reliant on low fees, especially if you're day trading and you're only making $5 to $10 per trade that you are making. They're going to avoid a coin like this because the fees are simply too high for them. With all of that being said, we are in a good position and we have actually seen the RSI come back down. We've seen the green go away, which means there wasn't a massive amount of selling. And we can see that the RSI is now, and I'll widen this for you guys, you can see it's catching up. The moving averages and the RSI line are coming back together. And what I'm expecting here is a bounce. I'm expecting the RSI to bounce off of the moving averages, not get the bearish cross, and us see a big leg upwards. And the reason why I think this is going to happen is because of the scene that we've just set with Bitcoin. Although there hasn't been much movement previously, traders might get used to it. The system might acclimate itself in some way, shape, or form, and that 3x in overall fees on the chain may just become the norm. Whether it does or not, you're going to see proof of that in price. If BTC does do a huge move upwards from this next leg of its bullish phase because of the bull flag, right? Well, the market's going to move with it, and we are essentially going to move with it. And how high we go is again going to be dependent on how many people buy in, how many people come on board to trade the coin that is LUNC. We merely do not know, but I see so many pro 1.5% burn tax posts, yet none of them are mentioning the recent movement, the lack of luster, if you will, in the price itself. And what we were seeing previously were two ginormous move upwards that were very conformed to pattern. We had the pump, consolidation, and really we should be seeing a big move upwards. There shouldn't be this hesitance, but this hesitance again could be a reaction of just people sitting on the fence. And once BTC starts to move, you already know what happens. Everybody starts to chase green, and that's how green candles eventually do come in. The smart traders are getting in down here, and then the green chasers are essentially feeding all of the people that have dollar cost average in, played the smart game, played the long game. Getting rid of all of that on the screen, do I think LUNC is going to be moving upwards? Yeah, I do. No matter what, it's going to move upwards, but how far we move upwards, again, is going to be very dependent on the market, the users of the market, the investors, the day traders, all of the people that have arrived previously, right? That have felt these pumps out, that have ensured these green candles have come in, then coming in a second time, seeing the consolidation, and are we going to see all of those people come back in at this stage? It's all stuff we simply can't predict, but we can attempt to try to figure out what is going to go on here. We can look at the recent changes and we can start to really figure out if these tax changes are beneficial for the system or if they are a big negative and if they are deterring people from coming and trading on the chain. There is a point where you, in your own life, taxes get too high for you. People moan. This is how revolts have happened throughout years and years and millennia of societies being around. High taxes keep going higher and higher and higher, and eventually you will get a revolt. And a revolt in crypto comes in the form of people merely not turning up to use this chain. I am being very dovish, if you will. I'm being very reserved in what I'm saying because, again, I just don't know what's going to happen here. We have conformed to that previous ascending trend line, which again, it's still good. It's not a move down and out of that trend line, which means there's a lot of uncertainty, as I'm saying. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Do you think LUNC is just going to carry on moving sideways for a little bit? Do you think it's going to go up? Do you think it's going to break down? Do you think the recent 1.5% burn tax was a good change for the blockchain? Or are you one of the people that think this was a terrible idea and now we are seeing evidence in the price itself? And if anything is the biggest teller of the health of the blockchain, it's going to be price through and through. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And if there's anything you want to see covered on the channel, if there's any coins you want to see come up, things you would like for me to check out, stuff that I'm not looking at on Terra Luna Classic that you would like me to look into, just let me know in the comments section below. We're in a market where I believe as little change as possible is going to be the way forward. Just my opinion, you might feel different, but at this moment in time, with regulation shifting as thick and as fast as it is, we really need to just become a safe haven. Cold storage wallets are going to be dropping thick and fast. We're going to see hacks. We're going to see all kind of crazy stuff we've never seen before. And having a safe haven, right? Having somewhere that is familiar, that hasn't changed with the times and has remained a safe, secure, and simple service, which is permissionless. And permissionless technology is going to be a huge part of the future because AI requires permissionless technology, and LUNC is screaming permissionless. No central point of control, no single point of authority, nowhere to store personal data. If any chain is perfect for AI, it would be Terra Luna Classic. Guys, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, keep an eye out for my next video. You need to watch that if you are delegating with me, and I'll catch you in the next one.